All right, hi, welcome back. Attorney Steve Vonder. Welcome to another exciting video. Today we are talking about celebrity endorsement contracts or agreements, whatever you want to call it, contract agreement. Here's our little symbol, by the way. When you're in law school, that's what you use to designate a contract, the K. Okay, it doesn't have to be the circle around it, but that's just kind of old school. But without further ado, let's head to Attorney Steve Litigation Whiteboard. Let's talk today about celebrity endorsement agreements, okay? So you got a brand over here, your company, your brand, you sell products and services, and you want to leverage your social media, okay? We got it right there. And offline, by the way, it could be billboards or print or TV ads or whatever. You know, online and offline, you want to leverage and build your brand. How do you do that? Nowadays, a lot of companies are doing it with celebrity influencers, okay? People that have huge TikTok followings, Instagram followings, YouTube followings, things like that. So these are the kind of some of the big things today. Now, in the old days, you had, pro sports guys like, Joe Montana, Johnny Bench, Olympic athletes, things like that. They were expensive, models and actors and actresses and all these things. They're expensive to get to endorse your brand or to serve as a brand ambassador, sometimes as we call it, a brand ambassador. But nowadays, there are so many people out there with like big channels, like big audiences on these social media platforms, and they're hireable. They're looking for work. They're trying to monetize their platforms. So this is a great opportunity for brand owners to see these opportunities. I'm actually going to start looking at some of these opportunities myself, so stay tuned on that. But to leverage their name, their image, their likeness, that's really what you're getting. You're licensing their name, their image, their likeness. Could be their singing ability, okay? But this is what's known as the right of publicity, okay? This is our right of publicity. So let's talk about it in this video. I want to talk about the top 5 contractual terms. I'm going to go over here. The top 5 contractual terms that I think you need to be thinking about if you're going to engage some online talent, or if you're the talent and you want to make sure you're getting a good, fair agreement, something that's enforceable, something that makes sense, something that you know what's going on. So let's talk about my top 5 contractual clause for celebrity endorsement agreements. Okay. 1, set the expectations in any contract, and I've been an attorney for 17 years now. In any contract, you want to make sure that you know the rights and duties of each party. The rights and duties. Set the expectation. Put out in writing everything that you're expecting this person to do, okay? Put in writing how you're expecting this company to pay, okay? When are you going to pay? How are you going to pay? Do I get rights to audit the financials, this and that and the other? But set your expectations. This way everybody knows what they're supposed to do. And this way we know when some party is in breach of the contract because you specifically set forth the details, okay? Now, this can take some time. So a lot of people think, well, I'll just go online, I'll find a template, that'll be fine, it's free and this and that. And it might work okay. But if the bigger the celebrity, the more the money at stake, the more you're probably going to want to invest in some basic upfront contractual services. It's just like a doctor with lawyers. It's just like a doctor. You're better off paying for preventative treatment than you are going to have a surgery after the fact, a breach of contract, a lawsuit, all that stuff really costs you some money. Sometimes think about making an upfront investment, but set those expectations, set them clearly so everybody knows what's going on. And there's a lot of different things that can encompass. Number 2, exclusivity. Do you want the celebrity influencer to be exclusive to your company? Now, probably the average endorser, spokesperson or brand ambassador, whatever you want to call it, they're not going to want to be exclusive. They may be exclusive to your products or your services. For example, say you sell tennis balls. They may say, okay, I will agree not to be an endorser for any other tennis ball manufacturer. Things like that you can expect. But if you try to say you can't work for any other company except for me, except for our company, okay? Well, this person's going to say, well, you're going to have to pay me quite a bit of money, in most cases, quite a bit of money for me to be exclusive to you, or exclusive in a jurisdiction, or exclusive on a platform, different ways to slice and dice it up. But exclusivity is something very important to think about. Number 3 on my top 5 list, celebrity endorsement contracts, compensation. Show me the money. Show me the money, okay? Got our money symbol right up there. Show me that money, okay? So how are you going to pay? Now, nowadays, there are a lot of startup companies in the online world. There's a lot of startups. Some have a lot of money, some have no money. Nowadays, I mean, and as always, but there's different ways you can compensate your talent. There's different ways. You can compensate per hour. Well, that may be cost prohibitive for a lot of people, but that's one way to pay. You could pay per project. Every time you're doing a post on YouTube, I'm going to pay you $500. Every time you're doing a post on TikTok, or if you're doing a public appearance, I'm going to pay you $5,000 for the public appearance every time you agree to appear and we arrange it. Or radio, TV ads, every time I run a print ad of yours, a brochure, putting your face on our product, I'm going to pay you for all that. So there's a lot of ways to pay. You can pay commissions, you can pay royalties, you can do hybrids of the 2 or the 3 or whatever you want to do. There's lots of ways to structure the payment. But spelling it out specifically, how do you get paid? When do you get paid? What's the process if you don't pay? Okay, and that can get into, it's not on my list, but that can get into what happens if there's a dispute. Okay, but I'm not talking about that today. So compensation, number 3. Number 4, duration. How long? So if let's say you're endorsing, you're putting your face on a cereal box. Okay, you're putting your face on a cereal box. Well, they may have 1 million boxes of cereal. They're going to want that duration of the contract to be at least until they sell all their products, right? So there's different ways to do this. Again, with everything, be thinking about the duration. Is it just after you do 10 posts? Is it after they sell all the products? Be thinking about duration of the agreement, okay? And finally, number 5, I put morals clause. What happens if you hire this influencer and they're putting things up here on TikTok for you and everything's going great and everybody loves them? You got a 2-year agreement in place, you're paying monthly, and then all of a sudden they accidentally say something wrong, right? They say something wrong and it blows up and nobody likes them anymore. TikTok cancels them. They say, out of here. Twitter cancels them. You're out of here. And then what? You're going to want provisions. What happens if you do that? It's called a morals clause, okay? So you want to have provisions for that. Those are some of your top things that you want to think about. There's lots of other things. But I'm not going to get into the weeds here today. This is part 1 of my video. I'm going to be talking also part 2. Make sure you subscribe. Part 2 about the FTC, part 255. These are the legal requirements from the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. It's a federal agency that makes sure that advertising is truthful and substantiated, okay? So there's some guidelines. You got to tell people it's an ad, things like that. But I'm going to talk about that in another video. Make sure you're subscribing. It's going to be good stuff. It's coming up. I'm going to give you some concrete examples given by the FTC so that can help guide you, okay? But that's it. Of course, you want to be thinking IP clause, getting something in there so everybody knows who owns the IP. Probably the company's going to want to own it. But that's it. That's Attorney Steve's top 5 celebrity endorsement key ingredients to a good, solid, sound contract, okay? If you need some help, you know where to find us on the web at attorneysteve.com. That's attorneysteve.com, the first name in legal services. I got to run. Have a great day. This is not legal advice, general information only. Have a great day. Bye now.